I did the math. I have officially made over $1,000 on the internet within the last 60 days, 90 days. Yes, about 90 days total. But what propelled me in the last probably 2 weeks has been my digital products. Y'all, I don't want to let moments like this escape me, because this is what I'm working hard for, and this is what I'm working towards. Because when I tell you, I just have I don't know, there's some type of different feeling right now that I have, and I'm trying to find the words to explain it, because I've spent so much time and so many years feeling stuck. Like I felt like I couldn't do it. I didn't really understand how people make money on the internet. I could never really find a good groove for myself or find my lane with my voice. I thought the things that I wanted to talk about were a little crazy, and I didn't know who would actually want to listen to them or hear my stories. And that's not true. It's not true, because I have made over $1,000 on the internet. And what has it cost me? It's costing me some time. It's costing me consistency. It's costed me discipline. It's costed me commitment. It's costed me focus. But none of those costs were negative. If anything, all of those things have propelled me into enhancing the person that I am. It's raining outside, so it's like I can't even go outside right now. Look at the timing. Yeah. I have made over $1,000 on the internet. Not $1, not 10, not 100, 1,000. I have made over $1,000 on the internet, and I'm excited about that. I'm celebrating it. It's not as much about the number than it is the fact that it can happen and it's possible. I can't tell y'all how many times and how many conversations I've had with ChatGPT at 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning. You know, those days where you wake up late at night and you got so much on your mind. And then on top of the things that you have on your mind, you're just like, I gotta get it. I gotta figure out a way. I gotta figure out how to break the code. And then you see other people breaking the code, and it's like, how are they even doing that? How does it look so easy and so seamless? None of it is easy, and none of it comes without a cost, but the cost is worth the commitment if you stay dedicated and you stick to what it is that you want to do. And when you start to find your flow, when you start to find your groove, when you start to find the thing that just makes sense to you, that you can start putting the pieces together, then you are able to actually experience the results of what it is that you actually want to do. So I'm recording a video. I see what my mom's doing. She's wondering why I parked in her parking spot. I don't have an answer. I don't have an answer for that. I don't have an answer for her. I just end up parking over here. Yeah, I'm sitting in that. This may be one of those ones where it's like I don't have all the words for you, but I think when you have if you always come from a nothing is possible mentality, you got to flip it to realize what actually is possible. And quite literally anything and everything is possible if you want it. If you want it to be, it is possible to you, and it's available to you. It's going to come with a cost. It's going to come with some sacrifices. It's going to come with some commitments. It's going to come feeling cringe and a little delulu. I just parked here. I don't have a reason, but I'm recording my video.
Okay, then you can switch it back.
Okay. Excuse me. It comes with something. So it's worth it. I don't have an Oscar speech. I don't have an Oscar speech for y'all. It is worth it. It is 100% worth it, because when you realize the options that you have and you start to use the options that you have to create the freedom that you want, your life changes. How many stories have you heard about somebody selling fax machines and then took a leap on themselves. That's Sarah Blakely, her story. I don't know why it came up for me. But like selling fax machines and took a leap on herself and made Spanx. How many other more practical stories have you heard about certain people during the pandemic that were able to take a leap and leave their job and never go back because they found something that worked for them? How many other stories have you heard about people doing things like that, but yet you've always felt that you didn't qualify, that it didn't count you, that you couldn't be in that club? But that's not true, because you can be. And you want to know why? You know the answer. Because I'm here. I'm shocking myself right now. I just went and took my mom to Olive Garden because let me tell you, I am not above a salad, soup, and breadsticks for $10.49 Monday through Friday, okay? I don't care how much money gets in my bank account. That is, I will always get salad, soup, and breadsticks from Olive Garden. That is my comfort. It makes me happy. It's a part of who I am, and it's one of my favorite places to go eat. So don't judge me. And if you do, go ahead, I guess. I don't care. But I just want to express to you how possible this is, how you can do exactly what I'm doing, and it requires little to nothing. It requires a commitment. It requires your unfiltered thoughts, like your true story. Don't filter your voice down. Don't filter your story down. It requires a camera and you just choosing to commit to showing up. So what if you did that? What if you committed to showing up and recording videos for the next minimum 60 days, 30, 60, 90. I started off with 100 and it was the best reward I could have ever gotten, because when you're in the gym shooting shots, you are constantly, why am I still holding this? When you are in the gym shooting shots, you are constantly perfecting your form, your craft, your accuracy, your skill. If you are in the gym shooting shots every single day, you are quite literally outperforming somebody that shoots their shot that goes to play basketball once a week on Sundays with the homies. Once a week on Sundays, you are quite literally outperforming somebody, because when you are at it 7 days a week, you have no choice but to get good. You can't ignore the data. You can't ignore the skill. You can't ignore the increase. You can't ignore like the changes that are happening in your mind, your thoughts, your ambition, your delusion, whatever. You can't ignore the results that environment is breeding and creating. You can't ignore that. I was in the gym for 100 days straight, shooting in the gym by myself because I was committed to that on my own. I didn't care if one person watched the video, if 50 people watched it, if 100 people watched it. I was committed to that commitment for me first. And that commitment didn't just create the result of $1,000 online. It created the result of a woman that can communicate. It created the result of a woman that will turn this camera on in Target, outside, in the backyard, at the farmer's market, anywhere I go, and start recording and talking out loud with confidence. It created the type of woman that will be comfortable in any setting and literally talk, be vulnerable, be open, share, and talk with ease. It's created a woman that articulates herself a little bit better. And on the days that maybe I don't want to focus on my articulation, that shows too. It created a woman that's not embarrassed by her backgrounds and surroundings, and not embarrassed by the fact that she doesn't live in a $500,000 house and she's back at her parents' house in her childhood bedroom at the tender age of 37. It created all of that. And so I carry a confidence with me now. I carry a boldness. I carry an excitement. I carry a joy. I carry a knowing. I carry possibility, because now I'm tasting it. I'm like literally real time tasting the possibility. How do I want to say this? There are certain coaches that I followed for a period of time that I've either worked with or work with now. I typically like to invest in people that have results to show for themselves to help me get to where I want to go. And I've paid for coaches for some years now. But even looking back at their start, where they're at now is a result of the commitment that they stuck with for all of these years. for years. I'm 7 months in it. I can only imagine what 7 years would look like, you know? And I admire that because they're living the life that I desire to live. They have time, freedom, and capacity like I desire to have it. Even my finance coach, I can't wait for y'all to meet Shani soon because we were talking for 3 hours yesterday, getting my finances, going over my investments and setting up auto stuff and deposits and all these numbers and digits and percentages and all these beautiful things that come with money. We were working on all of that and even where to start putting my money now that I'm making money I have a second stream of income now. And I'm admiring just how they all live their life because it's quite literally how I desire to live mine. And the number one theme, the number one thread between every single coach that I have, their story, it's on their own terms. It's quite literally on their own terms. They clock into nobody but themselves, their business, their LLC. They can take a month off and travel and not be moved or shaken by the fact that they've been away for a month. They can prioritize family and things that are going on with family. They quite literally get the ability to spend their time different and continue to craft and create the time that they spend. They're in therapy. They're doing the work, which is beautiful because obviously I'm an advocate of that as a woman in grad school right now to become a therapist. I think that work is so important and it contributes so much to unpacking and rediscovering who you are while you are on this earth. They are doing something that has something to show for themselves. And my dad always taught me that. That's one thing I've always carried with me. He said, don't listen to somebody that doesn't have anything to show for themselves. Meaning, if I want to do something and I'm hiring somebody or following somebody's lead, it should be off the merit that they've done it before and they have proof. They have evidence, you know, and I operate like that. But now I can say I have proof. I have evidence. I understand what options look like. I want to encourage you to use your options, whether you are figuring out how to skill stack your experience and make a career transition or pivot, whether you are thinking about going back to school and still trying to figure that piece of yourself out, whether you are someone like me that is figuring out your options by way of how you show up online on social media, you know, and leveraging your story, leveraging your voice, figuring out how to show up on here and communicate to people for them to find you and connect with you and relate with you and offer services based off of what they need from you, you know? You got options. You got options. And it only takes one. It only takes one. And trust me, I have thrown spaghetti against the wall. I have tried. I have failed. I have come up short. Every video is not a hit. Every video isn't a 1,000 view video. Every video isn't a 500 view video. That's okay. All of that is okay because I am still in the gym every single day shooting. And I would much rather be in the gym every single day, perfecting my craft, getting better with time, than to only try to shoot a shot once a week. I hope that makes sense. I'm excited. God is good. And trust me, I spent a lot of time just speaking with him this morning because I have my daily devotionals. And I just thank the Lord for what he's doing in my life and how he's continuing to lead me and guiding me. He truly never forsakes me. He has never forsaken me. And the desires of my heart, I believe he's placed them there for a reason. I am climbing up a high hill to be able to get onto the other side of them. And if you know the good fight, you know exactly what I'm saying. It's like, man, it's just such a journey to be able to get to that peak, to get to that thing that you want to get to that experience. And it's like, man, once you finally get there, you feel like you can kind of like plateau and like plant your feet for a minute. But that uphill battle, that uphill trek, that thing ain't no joke. It is no joke. And I shared with y'all yesterday, I wrote down my why. I wrote down a couple of my whys, and I'm keeping my whys at the forefront. My whys of why I'm doing this, why I'm committed, why I'm showing up every day and allowing myself to be seen and be heard. And I've worked through feeling cringy. I've worked through feeling uncomfortable. I've worked through, vulnerabilities, which has healed me. And it has like helped me just feel like more of a freer type of woman. And I want more of that for other people. I want other people to experience more of that. And I'm excited for the journey that we're on. So if you are someone that has been trying to sort through and figure out what your options are, let me know in the comments, what do you think your next step is going to be? If you're solely dependent on your income stream from your employer, what is your next step to start to build your exit plan? And if you are in need of the exit plan, it is finally here. We are live. I'm so excited for y'all to get this in your hands. This workbook is unlike any workbook I've seen before, because I've never saw someone put out an exit plan workbook in this way, because there's identity work, there's the preparation, there's the 90 days after, there's your options inventory, there's like the money and the finances piece. There's a bunch of little intricate pieces that go into creating this, and I have literally given y'all over 50 pages of what you need to do to make this happen. And then you have a 90-day framework. And please remember, when I say your exit plan, I know I'm ready to leave my job. I'm not saying you have to leave your job necessarily, but if you are someone that's desiring to do so, this is helping you create the bridge between your current reality and the reality that you're working towards and that you really want. Because one thing about high functioning women, we will burn out. We will continue to show up and strive and give 150% to the thing, because it's not so much the thing we're giving it to. It's like trying to prove ourselves in spite of the thing. And then we will have nothing left at the end of the day to even get us through even trying to sit down and think about an option, right? Trying to even sit down and think about, what can I create? What can I do to get myself out of this situation? What can I do to start bringing in more money besides this job? What can I do to prepare to leave this job? High functioning women function very differently, and we have to really take care of ourselves and be gentle with ourselves. And I think this this exit plan is literally doing just that for you. And then we even go through your energy budget, right? Because we need to have clarity on these things. And we go through like finances, and there's just different pieces of the pie. I think literally these 50 pages are perfect for you to take some time off and just walk yourself through it. And I think you're going to be very surprised at what you find, but very excited once you know, and be able to then take what you know and take action and implement to create the change that you want. I cannot wait for the day that I get multiple messages from like all of y'all. Renee, I did this. Renee, I did that. Renee, this happened. Renee, I made my first $100. Renee, I launched the YouTube. I figured out my story. I did X, Y, and Z. I cannot wait for that video, because that's the video I pray that goes stupid viral. Because if you're anyone like me, I know what it's like to be down. I know what it's like to be going through it. I know what it's like to be tired. Like, not just tired, like tired, like bone aching tired, mentally exhausted, mental Olympics. And as we progress and start to feel like we're behind, or we don't want to get left behind, or whatever pressure society may put on you. Society has one pressure, and then we put another pressure on ourselves too. We have this invisible goalpost that we continue to move, situation by situation, thought by thought. We constantly move it further and further and further and further and further away from ourselves with every single situation, where it's like, when are you ever going to just keep it here and work to meet it and reach it right here? Stop moving the goalpost. So, yeah. If you need that, I invite you to click the link in the description where the resources are available. We're going live tomorrow, one-on-one, just a small intimate group of us. There's still a few spaces left if any of you want to join for the Clarity Hour live. This will be my first time hosting this. I am excited about it, to get together and have space to kind of walk through parts of the exit plan, see where you're at with what you're thinking and desiring and wanting to do, and seeing how we can put that together to get you to the next step. So, all right, y'all. It stopped raining. yay, I can go inside. Well, actually, I can't. I got to move my mom's truck and then I can go inside. So until the next video, my friends, I hope you comment, like, subscribe, share this with somebody that needs it. Share this with somebody that needs it, because there is no better way to start climbing that hill with someone else. Not climbing the hill by yourself, and actually doing life with other people that are desiring what you desire for yourself too. So share this, like, subscribe until the next video, or until I maybe see you tomorrow live for Clarity Hour. I'll talk to you later. Peace out.